Are you wondering what your inner authentic voice sounds like? Does everyone have the capabilities to access it? Better yet, why would anyone need it? Learn about defining the inner authentic voice and its value.
Hi, I'm Regina C. Minier, ex-corporate pharma leader turned entrepreneur. In 2009, I decided to take a big leap into the unknown and embarked on a journey to following my intuition, or what I now call my inner authentic voice. Through all the lessons learned, I have taken my personal and professional journey and created a simple roadmap to find your true north through the power of your own inner authentic voice. By using these tools and practices, you'll discover fulfillment, joy, and reassurance in making your own life's important decisions. It is no coincidence we have found each other.
Hello, 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 friends of O Universe. Welcome to my weekly vlog on finding your true north through tapping into your own inner authentic voice. Today, let's talk about how to identify it and what's in it for you. So let's start with what's in it for you, meaning what problem is it going to help you solve, or what job is it going to help you do easier and maybe even better? So your inner authentic voice serves three main purposes. It supports you in your survival by providing instinctual feelings to keep you safe. Secondly, it's an inspiration that serves your creativity. And thirdly, it can provide a hunch that answers your question, something that you're trying to figure out. So when you're in the middle of making an important life decision, whether it's big or small, the internal dialogue from your inner authentic voice will provide the answers that you need. It could be an inspiration for a project you're putting together. How to create a new strategy maybe for something you're working on at your job or your career. What you should do about maybe your child's schooling. And perhaps you're changing your career or even deciding to stay in a marriage or not. Your inner authentic voice is a tool that is available to everyone. It is a matter of recognizing it and learning how to tap into it. A good friend of mine from the corporate world actually asked me this question. How does one identify or hear your own inner authentic voice? So let's first start by defining and describing it. Basically, it is also known as your intuition or your gut feeling, and maybe your sixth sense. One of my favorite authors, actually, Glennon Doyle, calls it the knowing, which I absolutely love because when you hear it, you are in the know. It is knowing an answer to something without knowing why you know it. You can think of your inner authentic voice as the telephone between you and your true inner authentic self, also known as your higher soul self. So stick with me on this one and please keep an open mind. If it sounds or feels a little woo-woo, that's normal. So you may have heard of Gary Zukav. He wrote Seed of the Soul back in 1989. Oprah Winfrey hosted him on several episodes back in the 1990s, then again on Super Soul Sundays, to talk about spiritual awareness. Gary describes the inner authentic voice as the perception beyond the physical senses that is meant to assist you. I've had moments where I'm working on a project or maybe even like considering building an in-law unit, for example, and out of nowhere, an answer comes to me, and it actually said, don't build the in-law unit. And it's information that answers an idea. It drops into my internal dialogue. It's information that answers a question or a problem I'm trying to solve. And the key is, I don't even know how I know this information. Have you ever had this happen to you? It is the most amazing thing to experience. The great thing about the inner authentic voice is that it only knows good and it does not know fear. So you may ask, what does it sound like or even feel like? Have you ever gotten a feeling that you're not in a safe place maybe and you need to get out of there? Or maybe you decided to park your car somewhere and you had this feeling that said, oh no, don't park there. That's not a good idea. It's not safe. Well, I've had both of those experiences. And in the first one, I got the heck out of Golden Gate Park. I was playing tennis, trying to walk home, and I felt like someone was following me, and I was in a secluded part of the park. And that inner instinct said, just get out of there. I was really scared. And I didn't wait around to see what would happen if I didn't listen to that feeling that I had. The second time was when I was actually trying to park my car in my sister's neighborhood in San Francisco. And you know, parking's really bad in San Francisco, or it's really difficult. And this particular day, I was feeling really tired, and I didn't want to drive around the block to find a safer parking spot. And I just went with the spot that was right there, and it was in a really tight, narrow street. And I left my car there, even though I had this feeling of, don't leave it there, it's not safe. The next morning, I discovered my car actually was damaged, and another car had sideswiped it, and they didn't leave a note, and I had to actually take the car in for repairs. So my recommendation is, don't ignore the inner authentic voice. It is an intuitive feeling that speaks to you. These are a few examples of your inner authentic voice serving you and your survival. These instinctual feelings keep you safe. But there are other ways you can hear or feel your inner authentic voice. And here are just a few examples to think about. Your inner authentic voice can show up as what seems like random thoughts that pop into your head. It comes through as a feeling, and it could be good or it could be bad, and it tells you which way to go. It's, for example, like taking a new job may feel bad, but you think you should take it. It could show up as a memory that doesn't seem to make sense at the moment, but has relevant meaning to something that you are trying to solve. It can show up as dreams that can deliver messages to you, and it answers a question. It's a voice in your mind that comes through like you're reading silently to yourself. A narrative that you hear as you journal. You ask a question and it answers back, which is the most amazing feeling, by the way. So in a nutshell, your inner authentic voice is guiding your decisions, whether you are aware of it or not. The key is becoming in tune with it, to use it as a guide to make the best life decisions with reassurance that the best outcome is on its way to you. When I was working as a clinical pharmacist, there were several occasions actually when my IAV told me to double check a drug's dose, for example, for a patient in the hospital. And sure enough, I would catch errors. When I actually moved into the corporate pharma world, I used my IAV to sense how my team was doing, and it would always lead me to check in with someone on my team, only to find that they needed some help and guidance. It would remind me to check in on projects or things that had fallen off my to-do list, and it just fell off my radar. And it was how I was able to be successful to execute simultaneous projects and responsibilities with success. My IAV has helped me in my career and my personal life to make bigger life decisions. It is the nudge or the feeling that told me to apply for a job, to actually leave a job, and to finally get a divorce. Now, these are all things unique to my journey. Each one of us has our own unique inner authentic voice that provides an internal narrative to help you make the best decisions aligned to your true authentic self. And what that looks like all depends on you and your openness to tap into it, ask for advice, and wait patiently for your answer. If you would like to step into the flow of what's available to you, feel free to drop a note below, or better yet, join me on our Facebook community to engage with kindred spirits. Until next time, love and light to you all.